Salutations, crustaceans. I'm Lobster, and today we are going to be looking at one of the weirdest basses I've ever seen, honestly. This is the RKS Symbass. Let's check it out. This is the Symbass from RKS Design. RKS Designs is a small engineering firm out of, I think, Georgia, or they produce guitars and design all sorts of things. They're mainly known for the guitars, however, they did a small line of basses for, I believe, a brief period of time in the mid-2000s. This is one of those basses. Their whole guitar lineup is known for one specific design trait, and that is detachable and swappable bodies. That's right, the wings are all one piece and completely separate from the center portion and the neck. That means you can swap the body out and essentially have all sorts of different shapes in one instrument. A very interesting concept indeed. And I'm kind of bummed I'm only hearing about these instruments now, as that's a pretty cool design concept. Are you coming up? Come on up. Specs on this bass are extremely limited, so I'm going off of what I see, and I could be wrong here, but take that for what you will. The center portion of the body and the neck appear to be maple. There's a nice little flame at the bottom, and it looks really nice. And we have a 24 fret, 34 inch scale maple neck here. That's all part of this body thing. It appears to be two pieces, where the neck and the front half of the body, like half forwards and back versus up and down, is all one piece, and there's an additional block of maple behind. And then the body itself, the wings, appear to be maple as well. We have flame maple with a gorgeous green burst. It goes from a very, very dark, almost black, dark green to this gorgeous emerald green shining through. You see the flamed maple here, and it's just stunning to look at. Very unique design. We have very attractive looking inlays in this ebony fingerboard. And then up at the headstock, we have gold hardware. These are gold hipshot tuners. And a weird little gold accent at the top of the headstock, as well as a gold truss rod cover. Now that thing is a pain to take off. You have to remove the strings in order to get to that, or remove some strings. I kind of wish that we had a truss rod wheel, but hey. Now, I already said we had hipshot tuners at the headstock. The bridge, however, is an ABM bridge, the exact same bridge that you'll find in a PV Cirrus. Very interesting choice, as, I mean, a hipshot would probably be more appropriate here, though you can probably swap them out pretty easily. The pickup is a Seymour Duncan bass lines. If you remember those, I believe those are now known as the quarter pounders. This is a bass lines Music Man 5-string pickup. We'll see how it sounds. Now you may be wondering, what are the controls? There's actually two little knobs on the side of the center portion here. Little rolly knobs. They're really hard to see, but I'll show you when I pick the bass up. In fact, let's do that now, just to appreciate how weird this is. So you can kind of see them like right there, but also like look at just the shape of this thing. Whoa! Very interesting bass. Around back, all you see is pretty much nothing other than the very discreet cavity cover in the center. There's 3 screws to reveal the neck attachment inside there, so you can swap bodies. We also can see the back of this gorgeous maple neck. The woods that are chosen here are extremely high quality. In regards to weight, you may think that this might be a lightweight instrument given how much body is like missing here. This bass comes in at 10.2 pounds on the scale that I use here. It's just a bathroom scale. Definitely on the heavier side. It's not a complete boat anchor, but it's definitely noticeable versus something that's 8 or 9 pounds. So definitely on the heavier side, but it is basically all maple, mostly. And then how much does this instrument cost? I have no idea. These basses are so rare. There's one on Reverb currently that's in red, and it's not as good looking. It just doesn't have as cool of a vibe as this particular instrument, and that one's going for around $3,000. So these are high-end instruments. And I know you guys are wondering, what does this bass sound like? You guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and pinch that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. This is a really interesting bass. Balance-wise, I mean, this is perfect on the lap, and I think it would be the same on the strap, given how far out this is. Even though it's not at the 12th fret, you definitely are going to have some solid balance here. It's kind of odd to play, but you get used to it. It's essentially a 5-string Stingray in regards to feel, except you have 24 frets. And on top of that, you just have a volume and tone control. So what you've heard was with the volume and tone at 100%. Let's take the tone down to about 50% now. Listen to that B string. That is a monstrous B string, especially for a 34-inch scale instrument. Very nice. Overall, I am impressed with the quality of this bass. It's weird, but it's good weird. Now here's the tone all the way down. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to take the tone control back up all the way, and let's take out our pick, see what this sounds like. Very nice. Really easy to play for me. I didn't really struggle as I do with some other instruments, so extremely easy to play for a pick noob. And let's see what this sounds like with a little bit of slap. Okay, so this is not much of a slapper. Now I'm going to attribute that to the weird neck joint where there's a lot of space. When I'm slapping, I'm usually pushing off of the pickguard a little bit, and because it is so much farther down here on the body versus where a pickguard would be on a normal bass, I find myself struggling. So not much of a slapper here. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and throw some drums behind this bass now. So here are my final thoughts on the RKS Symbass. What a weird and interesting bass. Affectionately known as, at least in my Discord channel, as the Star Trek bass. It's weird. Good weird though, good weird. I really appreciate some of the design and engineering risks that were taken in regards to making an instrument like this with swappable bodies. Now, I've looked online and I have not seen many examples of this particular type of instrument on the market. Again, there's only one on Reverb, and I don't really see any in previous sold listings. I've also looked all over Google and I didn't really see many mentions of this bass besides a few in the mid-2000s. So very, very rare, niche, unique, just strange instrument. Now, this bass was provided to us by a viewer named Rick, so thank you so much, Rick, for lending me this instrument to make a video on. It's really, really interesting. I get a lot of people asking me to check their bass out, and I appreciate everyone reaching out. However, when I see something like this come across my inbox or come across my direct messages, I take a second glance and I'm like, okay, now we have something. So thank you again, Rick, because this is a treat to feature on the channel. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, join our Discord channel, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the RKS Symbass. And as always, until we groove again.